And now, here's Vegas Vic.
Hello and welcome to our show. For many years, 7-card stud was it as far as poker games were concerned. As it evolved, it quickly gained popularity and became a staple of all casino poker rooms and card rooms everywhere. Even today, with Texas Hold'em taking over poker rooms across the world, 7-card stud remains as a favorite, particularly amongst knowledgeable and professional poker players. It is a game that requires an entirely different set of strategies and a completely different kind of thinking. This alone makes it quite substantially different from games like Texas Hold'em and Omaha. 7-card stud is mostly played as a limit game, and therefore we will devote this entire program to that form of the game. So join me at the table, and together we will unmask the secrets of 7-card stud. 7-card stud is a game where you can get your own 7 cards, and every other player will also get their own 7 cards. The advantage is that eventually you will be able to see up to 4 of your opponent's cards exposed and face up. And that means that you will have a great deal more information as the hand progresses. Therefore, in 7-card stud, the situational analysis for each and every hand is important, because in this game you not only have to pay attention to your opponents in order to gain that observational information from them, including how they play, but you also have to pay attention to the cards themselves. And once the hand is over, you also need to remember how your opponents played the cards that they eventually showed. The most important strategic concept for 7-card stud is the careful study and observation of the cards you can see. Since you can see all of your own cards and all but 3 of your opponent's cards, you can quite often accurately define not only your hand, but their hand as well. Specifically, you need to pay attention to the cards that you need to improve your own hand and whether or not they are live. Cards that are live are those that can help your hand but are not as yet visible amongst the group of cards you can see. This directly translates into increasing the value of your hand and the likelihood that some of those cards you need will improve the hand you hold. The actual discipline of being able to remember those cards is not that difficult. As each successive round of the game continues, some players will throw away their hands while others will continue playing. Therefore, in order to help yourself remember what cards have been dealt, just remind yourself that you don't have to remember the cards that are still in play and face up in front of you. They are right there, and that includes all of your own cards. Consequently, focus your remembrance primarily upon those cards that have been discarded and folded into the muck. Those are the ones you can no longer see, and therefore they are the ones you need to remember. However, it is not necessary for you to remember all of their values. For example, if you're attempting to make a flush in hearts, all you have to do is remember how many hearts have been folded and then compare that to the number of hearts that are visible. The same situation applies to pairs and 2-pair hands. If the cards you need to make your pair into a 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind, or if the cards you need to help your 2-pair hand are all visible amongst the cards of your opponents or have been discarded by them, then you know your hand is all but dead. In all of these situations, you may have begun with cards that were amongst the best starting hands, but by being observant, you quickly realized that the hand is not living up to its initial potential. This, therefore, should make your decision easy, and that decision is to fold. Reading your opponents is another important strategic skill, and one that is vested in your ability to be able to continuously remain observant and vigilant. For example, just because your opponent is showing suited cards and appears to be holding at least one big pair with a flush draw, that doesn't mean that those cards are actually helping him or her. Exactly what this opponent may in fact be holding depends on your past experience with them, as well as how they have played similar such hands in other situations. Again, your powers of observation of the cards and your opponents, as well as how they are playing them, is what will help you make such a read. In order to help you with your strategic decisions, we have prepared several examples that will show you exactly what the statistical odds are for all of the major 7-card stud combinations and possibilities. We begin with the odds against making a straight. Next, we continue by showing you the odds against making a full house in 7-card stud. And finally, we conclude this program by listing the odds against making a flush in 7-card stud. All of these examples are designed to show you the entire range of possibilities for the best starting hands in 7-card stud and how they should be successfully played. Naturally, there are always variances that need to be taken into account under the conditions and circumstances of the actual game you happen to be playing at that moment. In combination with your overall skills and knowledge, plus discipline and observational abilities, this information will provide you with the best strategic parameters to improve your game well beyond the capabilities of the majority of your opponents. While in Texas Hold'em, your position is extremely important to your overall success as well as initial hand selections, in 7-card stud it is your power of observation that is key to overall success. For this reason, many traditional poker players still consider 7-card stud to be the ultimate game of poker skill. No doubt it is a fascinating game and one that you most certainly should include in your arsenal of poker games. For now, and until next time, remember to play smart and play to win. I'm Victor H. Royer, and this has been a presentation of PartyPoker.com. Bye.
This has been a presentation of MRM Entertainment, Inc. in association with Nevada Production Studios and PartyPoker.com.